All right, welcome back. Today we'll be reviewing Friday, January 16th. Personally, I had one trade, one loss. It was an A plus setup for me on gold at 1 a.m., but that was the only trade I had. As you can see, here is the account, down 200 for the day, sitting at 49.7K. But we'll go over that trade and some community highlights, which is just some other trades that you guys, my followers, took that you shared on Twitter. And yeah, I think I might do this more regularly. I really enjoyed seeing the trades that you guys take using whatever aspects of Virgin Wick theory that you like, and fitting it to your rules, your criteria, your style. It's really interesting to see how different people trade, and I think it's something I might incorporate moving forwards. So we'll go over those trades, some bangers that you guys took, so other people can learn from it. And then we'll also go over potentially a new A++ confluence that I'm playing around with, and I will test around with this coming weekend. So just a super quick overview of an example before we get into the trade recaps is we are just playing a break, retest, continuation strategy. The level that we are playing off is Virgin Wick levels, which is any wick that has not been touched, that has not been ran through. So we wait for Virgin Wicks to get closed through. In this case, it gets closed through with a bullish Chad candle, which then creates your bullish point of interest at that Virgin Wick level. Then in the next hour, we drop down to the 1 minute time frame and we look for price to trade below the POI, and then form an IFVG, which is then our confirmation to enter the long. Very straightforward. Okay, let's go over my loss first, actually. Okay, it was here. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So, midnight candle closes. Pretty strong bullish close over these Virgin Wicks. And so these are your bullish points of interest. Then, from 1 a.m., drop down to the 1 minute time frame and look for a long if the POIs get engaged. So, there is your IFVG confirmed after the POIs have been engaged. So this is where I entered long. You can put your stop down there. It's targeting these highs to bang, something like that. You might also notice something else on my screen, which is this M15 green box. This is a higher time frame fair value gap, which is actually in the IFVG indicator we are all using. But it's just another confluence I'm playing around with, but I'll go more into it later. But yeah, this is A++ for me because we are trading within a higher time frame fair value gap. But unfortunately it gets stopped out. So that was my loss for the day. So I was down $200 for the day on that funded account. But yeah, that was the only trade I took. But we'll go over some other trades that were there potentially, depending on your rules. So let's go back 1 hour. Okay, so 11 p.m. candle closes through this Virgin Wick, creating your bullish point of interest here. And then from midnight, you would be able to look for longs if the POI gets engaged. Boom, POI gets engaged. And then here is your IFVG. Here's your investor value gap. One of my followers took this trade. Personally, for me, my IFVG did not trigger because I've got maximum of 6 candles before inversion. And I believe this one takes 9 candles before it inverses, which is why I didn't get an alert. My IFVG did not signal. So I did not take it. But besides that, everything else looks pretty A+ to me. You can go something like that. Yeah. It's beautiful. Like straight to TP, no drawdown. Yeah, good job. I can't remember your name, but one of my followers shared this one. Very nice. What else do we have? Oh yeah, there were a couple trades on ES. I don't personally trade ES, but yeah, I know some of you guys do, and there was this one if you trade ES. So we're looking at the 3 a.m. candle close bearishly through this Virgin Wick and this one as well, actually. So these are your bearish points of interest where from 4 a.m. you can look for a short if they get engaged. POIs get engaged. No IFVG yet. So we do get a rundown, but your draw and liquidity is still there. So this hour is still active, and bang, there's your IFVG. You can enter there. Stop loss above the highs because we have so much room to go down. But of course, we cap it at 2R. Another super clean trade, 0 drawdown, straight to TP. So if you trade ES, very nice. That would have been a solid win. I think there was another one on ES actually. Where was it? 7 a.m. Let me have a look. Okay, so 6 p.m. candle close. Sorry, 6 a.m. candle closes through this and this. So these are your bearish points of interest. From 7 a.m., you can drop down to the 1 minute time frame. And if your POIs get engaged, look for an IFVG. So POIs haven't been touched yet. Boom, POI gets engaged. See, this is a wicking entry. So you don't have to close above the POIs, you can just wick it. And then followed by an IFVG. And then you'll see there's also a higher time frame fair value gap. So we're trading within a 15-minute FVG. So that's like an A++. But I haven't added this to the Bible yet. This is something I'm still playing around with, still need to test. But I'll show you the stats I have later. But yeah, this is A++ in my opinion, because you're trading off a higher time frame, bearish 15-minute gap. And as expected, 0 drawdown, straight to TP. Very, very nice trade. So maybe worth looking at ES. 2 bangers on ES yesterday. Very nice. Oh yeah, there was one more on gold. Let's have a look. But yeah, I think the moral of the story is you don't have to trade the exact same rules, parameters, assets, times as I outlined in my trading Bible. You can just take elements of whatever you like from the Virgin Wick theory and apply it to your personality, your style, whatever you like, and you can make it work. I just provide the skeleton and you can fill in the meat however it suits you best. The last one we'll go over is, I know a lot of guys caught this one. This was a beautiful V reversal, like insane. Where am I? Okay, hold on. But yeah, I would have taken this one if I was active, but I was not because, yeah, 10 a.m. New York time is 10 p.m. time for me. So it's like I'm getting ready for bed. So very rarely am I active during this time. So I'm not super active during New York because, yeah, it's late. But I definitely would have taken this if I was up. So 9 a.m. candle closes bullishly over this Virgin Wick, creating your bullish point of interest. So from 10 a.m., you can drop down to the 1 minute time frame and look for an IFVG if your POI gets confirmed. So we end up dumping way below the POI massively. into a bunch of higher time frame fair value gaps. So that increases the probabilities even more. So I really like the look of this. Boom, there you go. Really quick IFVG within a few candles. So that would be your entry. You can be very lenient with the stop because we've got so much room to go higher. So you could even put it down there. And then, yeah, this is A++ because we have a bunch of higher time frame fair value gaps, as I showed you before. But this is not officially part of the model yet, but I like it as an extra confluence, and I'm going to do some more testing, and I may add it to my model. But yeah, a bunch of bullish gaps to bounce off, and as expected, straight up reversal. Nice to yeah, I know a bunch of you guys caught this one, so good job. I think that was it for the day. So yeah, many bangers. Unfortunately, I did not catch any of them. I caught the 1L, but that's all right. I think I'm not too phased by it. And even though my 20 A+ challenge is not going that good, let me show you guys. Yeah, so here's how we're looking. 1 win, 4 losses. So not the greatest start, but the account's only $300 down. So all it takes is 1 win and I'm back above break even. So even though it looks bad, it's not actually that bad. And like, as you can see from the trades, the model is still playing out. So just got to let probabilities do its thing. Just got to let the edge play out. And plus, I think I can make it even better, which is something else I want to show you. And I guess I've already been talking about it, which is adding a higher time frame confluence, higher time frame fair value gap as a confluence. So I still need to do more testing, but so far what I've been doing is just backtesting a bunch of trades and seeing if there is a higher time frame FVG present. So whether price has recently engaged or is currently in a higher time frame fair value gap when it presents the IFVG, along with the POIs being engaged. So not a huge sample size so far, but I've just done golden NQ across some random dates. And here's what it looks like so far. So of course, still small sample size and needs to do more testing, but when there is a higher time frame FVG, 60% as opposed to 38%, and an expectancy of 0.75 as opposed to 0.14. But yeah, it makes sense. Like, even so, some guy suggested this to me in my DMs, and shout out to him. I can't remember his name, but it makes sense. A lot of other traders I know use the presence of a higher time frame fair value gap in their model. Like the Forever model by Sniper, it is mandatory for him to have a higher time frame fair value gap. Even Ash Trades in Unicorn University, he uses a higher time frame fair value gap as a POI. Trader Kyra, yeah, a bunch of people. So it's something I'll play around with this weekend, and I'll probably make an update on it in a day or two with the results. So see you then.